In this video, we'll be discussing Article 110.14c 1 and 2, which covers temperature limitations. This part of the National Electrical Code addresses the temperature ratings that must be followed when connecting electrical conductors to equipment. It helps ensure that wires and connections are safe and won't overheat, which could cause electrical failures or even fires. So let's break this rule down into simple terms. First, let's talk about why this rule exists in the first place. Different materials used in electrical systems like wires, connectors, and equipment can handle different amounts of heat. If you use a conductor or equipment that's not rated to handle the heat generated by the electrical current, it could lead to overheating, equipment damage, or even dangerous situations like electrical fires. This rule ensures that the temperature ratings of all the parts of the electrical system are connected properly to prevent such problems. Now let's talk about what this rule covers. The first thing it covers is overall temperature coordination. Every conductor, device, and equipment connected component has a temperature rating that tells how much heat it can safely handle. The temperature rating for the conductor, device, or equipment must not exceed. For example, if you're using a wire that can handle up to 75 degrees Celsius, but the terminal or device it connects to is only rated at 60 degrees Celsius, you can't safely use that wire on that particular connection. If you use conductors with higher temperature ratings, such as a wire rated for 90 degrees Celsius, it can still be used in the system is designed to handle it, but you have to adjust the ampacity, the maximum amount of electrical current that the wire can carry, based on the lower temperature rating of the connected equipment or termination points. Article 110.14c1 talks about equipment provisions. Equipment provisions explains how to deal with the temperature ratings of connections to equipment, depending on the size of the wire and the amperage rating of the circuit. For circuits rated 100 amps or less, or for wires between 14 American wire gauge to 1 American wire gauge, you can use wires rated for 60 degrees Celsius. If you use wires rated for higher temperatures like 75 degrees Celsius or 90 degrees Celsius, you must calculate the ampacity based on the 60 degrees Celsius rating of that wire, or based on the wire's actual rating if the equipment is approved for it. For motors, which are often marked with letters like B, C, or D for design, wires rated 75 degrees Celsius or higher can be used, but the ampacity must not exceed the 75 degree rating. For circuits rated over 100 amps, or for wires larger than 1 American wire gauge, you need to use conductors rated 75 degrees Celsius. You can use higher rated conductors such as those rated for 90 degrees Celsius or 105 degrees Celsius, but the ampacity of those wires must be based on the 75 degree Celsius rating, unless equipment is specifically marked for the higher rated conductors. Article 110.14c2 is about separate connector provisions. Separate connector provisions deals with the use of separate pressure connectors, the devices that clamp wires to terminals. When you use connectors that are installed separately as opposed to built into the equipment, the connector's temperature rating must match the temperature rating of the conductor. For example, if you are using a wire rated for 75 degrees Celsius, the connector you use must also be rated at least 75 degrees Celsius. This ensures that the connector can handle the heat and that the splice will remain safe over time. Let's walk through an example. Imagine you are installing a new air conditioning in your home, and you need to connect it to the electrical system. The wiring you're using is 14 American wire gauge copper rated for 90 degrees Celsius, but the terminal on the air conditioner is rated at only 60 degrees Celsius. According to the rule, you cannot use the wire's full 90 degrees Celsius rating because the equipment is only rated at 60 degrees Celsius. To comply with the NEC, you would have to adjust the ampacity of your 90 degrees Celsius wire to match the 60 degrees Celsius rating of the terminal. This means that you would limit the maximum amount of current flowing through the wire to the value it could safely carry at 60 degrees Celsius, which is lower than the full capacity. If the air conditioner equipment is specifically listed as being able to handle wires rated for 75 degrees Celsius, you could use 75 degrees Celsius rating as long as you don't exceed that wire's ampacity. So to sum it all up, Article 110.14c 1 and 2 ensures that wires, devices, and equipment are matched with appropriate temperature ratings to avoid overheating. All parts of the system, wires, connectors, and terminals, must be able to safely handle the heat generated by the electrical current. If you use higher rated wires, you must adjust the current they carry based on the lowest temperature rating of any connected device. This rule helps keep everything safe, running safe, preventing overheating and damage to the electrical system.